everybody, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. I'm John, and folks, I have a pencil cup now.
Oh, shit.
I'm very happy about that. I don't know why I'm so stoked about it, but I'm just like, yes, I have all these pens right next to me. I can just reach over, grab one, and I'm ready to write. Folks, I am joined by, of course, the lovely and smart Rose.
Oh, hi. That's me, I guess.
The rockin' and a rollin' Walker.
Hello.
And the ever so proper but ever so powerful Spencer.
Oh, I love being proper and powerful. Hello.
I am very excited to have an episode of the podcast with y'all. We are on episode 317 of the show. Last week was 316, and we made 0 Stone Cold Steve Austin references, which is a little bit of a bummer, but, you know, that's how it goes when you don't actually pay attention to the number of episodes you do, I guess. So I completely did not know.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, you know.
It's fine.
You could just say, like, what? Or, I don't know, beer? All those things that Stone Cold Steve Austin loves. Telling people to shut up when they say something kind of stupid in his mentions. I think we all love that. Folks, video games occurred. And I think it's time we dive right into it. Because two of us here at least one of us played it. Walker, I think you watched your friend play through, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But the pain is real all the same.
Yeah, I feel like that does not detract from the experience. So Rose, you and Walker have both experienced The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Would you like to walk us through your feelings on that particular entertainment?
We're jumping straight into it, huh?
Okay.
I think it would be smart to get... I think we should rip the Band-Aid off.
I really did not like it. That's what I'll say. I'm going to write a review for the site, so I'll get that into more proper terms, but
yeah, it's not good. I don't understand how it took 7 years to make, honestly.
I don't know how it, yes, that absolutely is a point, because it feels like the sort of story that was, like, hastily assembled and just thrown out, right? Like, it doesn't have, like... It has the classic AAA polish, but it doesn't have the polish in the sense of, like, all the mechanics feeling, like, really well thought out and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. Like...
Mm-hmm. It feels very gimmicky.
Yeah, it's all set pieces, it's all, like... It's like someone just basically said, this is what goes into a video game, and then that was it. Like, nothing else. I think it's really ironic that this whole series was based on the, like, whole ludonarrative dissonance of Uncharted or whatever, because I feel like if this is their answer to ludonarrative dissonance, they have made the most ludonarratively dissonant game I have ever played. Like, I don't know how to properly describe it. I feel like for the first fourth of the game, I was like, this is fine. And then, like, something happened, like, right after that made me go, oh, this sucks. And then everything after that also sucked.
The first fourth sounds about right, so, like, just give me a clue. Because I want to know if it was the same spot for me.
So I said, like, about until before the third flashback, I was like, this is fine. The one I complained about to you. Yeah.
Okay. So I stood by it like a couple more hours. Wow.
I mean, I was fine until for light spoilers, the protagonist switch, I guess.
I feel like if you don't know that by now, you've been, like, I don't know how you're online at all.
All right, yeah. So yeah, like when the protagonist switched, that was it for me all the way. Like I was gone. I was checked out. I didn't want to do any more. And it doesn't help that entire, like, part is like entirely just retreading the same shit because they want to make a point about how they're the same person. Really, we're all just people in the end.
Yeah.
We're all just people living.
Damn, that's true.
Yep.
She even goes for like the same tutorials in the same order.
She has the same pregnant woman who is her friend.
She's sleeping with her friend's partner.
Yep. Both of them. Like, it's like laughable because like that is exactly what they're going for, right? The whole like notion that like we're all people, we're all the same, but they don't have any way that they can actually convey that in a meaningfully or interesting or unique new way. So they just go, yeah, they both hang out with pregnant women, and they both like animals, and they had a magic experience with their father figure and an animal in their youth or whatever, and also like they struggle with the same things, except Abby doesn't have a magic knife that kills everything without breaking, so
But she has like her beefy arms that just destroy.
she just punches zombies to death with her arms, and then builds up momentum stacks so she can do instant kills because it's a realistic game.
So the thing I will say about it is I honestly don't even understand why this had to be a sequel to The Last of Us. Because it has kind of nothing to do with the first game at all.
Money.
Yeah, basically. That's the only reason.
And that's it.
Yeah, like, so my prevailing thought when I was playing through most of the game was like, my favorite parts were the parts where you're exploring around in abandoned buildings with no combat, and the parts where you fight zombies. I think the zombie encounters are much better than the human encounters. But they both have a lot of issues, but like the zombies you can at least take like a measured thing and it's interesting to engage with it. But like every single like battle with people it follows the same thing. You shoot one of them and then another one screams, "No, Steve!" And then you kill that one, and another one goes, "Janet, no!" And then a dog comes out, and you attack the dog, and then the last person who's left alive goes, "Seabiscuit, how could this happen?" And then Walker, did you notice that when you play as Abby, it ends every encounter, if you're like killing them all or whatever, with like a slow-mo sequence where they just like remove your ability to interact with the world? What was with that? What was going on with that?
I think it's supposed to make you go, this is really cool, which is strange.
I think they're trying to make it look like it's fucked up. That's what I thought. I thought it was like, wow.
You think?
Because they like put them on the ground and they can't do anything anymore. They've given up, right? So it's like,
I don't know what to think about this game.
I don't know what to think either, because I don't think they accomplished anything or said anything.
I only have heard spoilers about this game because I don't plan on playing it because I didn't really like The Last of Us 1 that much. But a lot of the stuff that I know about this game without going into specifics is it felt like, when it was described to me, is all of these plot points and all of these like set pieces sound really cheap. Like they're trying to be like deeper than it is, in a sense.
Yeah.
Especially with how they treat like the similarities and then the contrasts between the two protagonists.
Yeah.
So
it's all cheap. Like everything just feels really cheap, except for the parts where it feels expensive just because they have pores or something.
Because you can see the wheat move with the wind.
Yeah. Especially in the ending of the game, the skyboxes for this game are shit. I just wanted to say, like, I don't know how you felt about them, but like when they're at a like, let's say a farm-like location near the end of the game, I was like, wow, that looks like ass in the distance. Like the mountains look like Halo Reach mountains from like 2010.
You know, yeah, I know that you mentioned it. They seem kind of fake.
Yeah, the entire ending to this game sucked. That's the main thing to me. I really, really did not like the ending whatsoever.
I'm gonna. Yeah, the
Oh,
ending
yeah?
is the ending makes me think that the last, everything after the protagonist switch was kind of like pointless because like the point was clear by then. Why did we spend the last 8 hours just banging on about it again and again and again and again up until like adding another level to say the same thing that the seemingly fake ending had already said? But my favorite thing is since we're like being coy about spoilers, is there's a mini game that's very common throughout the whole game, and by the very last 10 minutes, one character like is missing a couple of appendages, and you do the mini game, and it's like, oh no, they can't do the mini game anymore. But like, if you know anything about the real world activity relating to that mini game, like one of the most famous and greatest people to ever do that in real life have the same appendages missing. So it's not even like a big deal if you want to do that thing in real life.
Yeah.
Oh
See,
my god.
my main issue with the whole game is that I don't think that they like thought about anything even once. I don't think that like it feels like they went with their first idea that popped into their head always and then just like went with it and never adapted it or anything. Like I don't think they so the actual main issue, I don't think they think that other people are people. The people who made this game, like Neil Druckmann specifically. I don't think he thinks other people have feelings or anything, actually. I think he thinks that they are all robots who are programmed to operate a very specific way. Specifically because one of the main issues was, I'm sorry I keep saying that, but
There's a lot of issues
the
here.
entire ending bit features characters who have formed a slaving group that, like, sell slaves and stuff, and it makes no sense. Like the idea of like slavers and stuff like that in the setting of The Last of Us specifically, I feel like makes like very little sense. And it like the way that all of those characters act is just base evil. Like we're chaining up zombies all around our base to laugh at them. Like
crucify them.
What the
Okay,
fuck?
hang on a second. So,
yeah.
all right. The whole thing about The Last of Us is that everyone is still scrounging around to survive. That there has been no like effort into like creating any kind of like civilization or anything like
Nope.
that. So, okay, obviously, people working together can rebuild a society and all that. And if you are going to enslave someone to do that, what do you do? Like, why hasn't any of that happened? Like, if you're selling someone into slave, like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point other than just slavery? You know, like, I mean, at the very least, if there was like maybe some kind of thing where it was like, oh, the people that are buying these slaves have like these like opulent mansions or like big like they don't do that.
No, they're all in broken down places and everything still.
I'm gonna tell you,
Like,
maybe they do. The problem is this group that we're talking about gets introduced and disposed of within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The last 15 minutes of the game.
That makes that's like if you wanted to talk about like the inherent evils of humanity, and bring up how that there is like a long history of people being enslaved for multitudes of reasons, and it's just like it just rings so hollow when you're not actually like showing anything and you're not actually like going against the I don't think you have to show every single itty bitty bit of detail about what is wrong or like why something is bad, because like we all should know by now that slavery is wrong, but at the same time it's just like it feels like set dressing instead of an actual like commentary or actually
dressing.
Yeah.
It's just there for flavor so they can tell you, oh, like this world is so big and complex that look, there's one slaver faction. That's a neat thing you didn't know about The Last of Us world.
So I have many issues with The Last of Us world that they portray in The Last of Us 2. One of which is that they portray everyone as, once the apocalypse happened, everyone went to their base instincts as if they are as if they are all like Neanderthals again, like without like, you know, history of like societal like teachings and stuff like that would have been implemented and stuff like that. Everyone's just a fucking monster now all of a sudden. And like everyone's in a cult. Everyone who's in a cult has to like just single-mindedly follow the ruler's orders to death or whatever. They don't like, all of them have this one
Everyone
leader
except
figure.
Ellie and her friends.
Yeah, everyone except Ellie and her friends, or Abby and her friends.
No. Do you remember like that oath that Abby says every time she leaves? Like,
Right.
May my life belong and my death be swift, or something like that. That seemed pretty culty to me.
They're all cults. That's what I'm saying. They can only ever be cults. That it even extends to Jackson, the town Ellie's from. Like, because Tommy's wife Maria is basically the cult leader of that town. Like, she operates everything and runs everything because they can only conceive this idea that like everyone is just it's like that dude in high school who kept telling you like, man, everyone's a sheeple, man. They're just like following the TV. Like, that's exactly how they view every single person in the world in this.
It really just sounds like that Neil Druckmann has a really low opinion of other people.
Yeah.
That's really just what it sounds like. It sounds like Neil Druckmann thinks that if anything bad were to happen, shit would hit the fan and everyone would want to kill each other. And it's just like, that's just not true. America today, like, disproves what Neil Druckmann is thinking. Like, you see, like, people have been marching for a month straight. There have been multiple, like, autonomous zones popping up around the country just to prove that we don't need police. And it's just like, you look at that and you look at how people want to fight back against their oppressors and how so many people of so many different walks of life want to band together. It just completely invalidates everything he's arguing. And I feel like anyone who is looking outside and seeing what's happening and then plays this game and thinks that Neil Druckmann has some extremely salient thing to say is just they're blowing smoke. It's just completely wrong.
I think anyone who had I'm sure someone out there can enjoy it. That's fine. There's a difference between enjoying it and the way that I feel like the critical reception to this has been. I feel like this is just basically like someone writing about suffering who has never suffered before in their life. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Like, to continue my thought before about like how the idea that everyone resets, the idea that racism doesn't exist anymore in The Last of Us future. Like, there's no racism. It's just cult warfare. There's no... They only allude to one thing, which is that they call Ellie a slur.
I was gonna say, there's so many things have... Like, are you trying to say, like, I feel like, you know, if you're gonna talk about bad groups in the apocalypse or whatever, like, it would be, like, the white supremacists. Like, it would be...
I don't think this game has anything to say about... And I don't think, like, even within Druckmann's head, I don't think it has anything to say on a sociological level, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he ever thought about, like, the bad groups of something. I think he genuinely believes there's a certain amount of people out there who are going to play this and are going to be, like, super into Ellie's revenge tale. And then a bad thing is going to happen to Ellie, and they're going to be like, oh, shit. Revenge isn't good.
Yeah, it's the most like base level, like middle school literature stuff. Like, wow, they weren't the hero after all.
I think that's entirely predicated on the basis that he believes people like Ellie so much that they're just gonna unquestionably follow her until she does like the really, really, really bad shit that she does.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I think that in general, he just thinks that everyone's really stupid who's playing this game.
Yeah.
Because there's so many scenes where it's like he just completely throws away any hint of subtext or like themes or anything and just has a character say it out loud. Like, it's...
I'm not gonna say like the context, but like the line that just just set me off the wall as one character goes, "Wait, no, she's pregnant," and the other character goes, "Good."
Good. That's to show how villainous it's become. Oh my god. I forgot about that until you just said it, but it really struck me in the moment. That was good. Oh man.
Good.
Like, it's just so stupid. Everything like that. They're all just like become laughably evil for no reason. Like
I like the part where you said, like, it's a game about suffering from somebody who's never suffered. That's probably why a lot of the points that I mentioned earlier sound like when I said that it sounds cheap. Like, it sounds like nobody thought about this. Nobody considered this. Nobody, like, even, like, I thinking about The Last of Us 1, how it opens with you playing as Joel and you're hanging out with Tess and you're in, like a community, like they have like houses, like reclaimed houses, and there's like soldiers that like guard the place, and now people are just like, oh, we're all in cults now because, you know, fucking this game has the most misanthropic view.
They can only ever be
people.
cults with like a figure. Also, like old religions are non-existent to the point where they're talked about like they're archaeological exhibits at one point in the story. Ellie's girlfriend Dina or whatever says like at one point like, wow, that's like the Jewish Bible that we just found to her.
Oh my god.
And it's like, okay, like people would still like that's the thing that really gets me, is that one of the main enemies in the game, or one of the main factions, let's say, is a religious cult that has formed around this prophet woman or whatever. And the idea that like that is the only religion you run into in that world, basically the idea, like it's insane to me that they would think that like all other religions would just end, and not like religious people would be emboldened by the apocalypse. I'm sorry, like they would just go crazy.
Yeah. And like the slavers at the end, they crucify people, but not in a real cross. It's just like a normal post.
Yeah.
And they do the arms up with wire. It's like, why the religious imagery if you're not going to like talk about it?
Because they can't, because they're AAA game writers and they're cowards and they won't talk about religion or anything. The social issues that they're limited to is like, wow, did you know people hate gay people? We kind of do too, but... And like very, very heavy-handed racism.
I don't really like to talk about like tokenism. I know it offends a lot of people, but I'm honestly of the opinion that if you're trying your best and you're like putting representation of a certain group in there in good faith, I'm willing to forgive your clumsiness 100% because it's a good step. But like the whole bit with like the homophobia in The Last of Us 2 feels entirely token.
Yep.
Because it has nothing to do with anything. It seems like it's just there to make you go, oh, this game is very like socially aware. Like they know that this is a bad thing and they're like batting for us or something.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way about the trans bits in this game, which are like largely inoffensive, to be honest. But it's just sort of the thing of like it's there just because they wanted points. That's it.
It's there to make you go, oh, they're one of the good people.
Yeah, exactly. The only way they can fathom to show you that someone from this other faction, because they're all aliens and evil or whatever, is good, is because they're this group or whatever. Like it's
yeah, and they have to like beat you over the head with the fact that they're trans.
Yep.
They're like, we gotta have somebody yell out their dead name, and you know, like have a bunch of people be like, so are they, you know, like that, all that shit. And then, you know, and then also like I also agree with a lot of the arguments that people are having where it's like, yeah, like obviously they're not going to have a scene in The Last of Us of a trans person like living their best life, because nobody's really living their best life in that game, but also having to have them like have their, you have to have it be like the most tragic possible thing for the trans person, and then just kind of have them bear like, do they even like factor into the story that much after that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kind
they're
of.
like the only character that ends up mattering in that side of the story, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay. Well, that's something, I guess, but still, it feels like it feels like it's very performative ally
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Also, I can't really. I'm the one to say like, oh, this game ruins the other game, because like I can just go back
Yeah.
and play the first one and think it's all right. But there's one line that I'm like, if this is the thing that you want me to take seriously, like it calls into question a shit ton of the last game. Like again, without spoilers and context, Joel just says something like, "If the Lord gave me another chance," and like, I think if Joel was a religious man who thinks about what the Lord wants for him, that might have come up a couple of times in the last one.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe anything. I don't know. I feel like I totally understand a decision they made regarding the Joel character in The Last of Us 2, because they wanted it to be like, oh damn, isn't this fucked up that this happens or whatever so early in a game? But also like that whole game suffers from it like so bad, I think. Like especially the order that they show a lot of the scenes chronologically later on, like
In the second half, I had no idea where we were half the time. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, is this before that? But after this, is it before the game started, or after the game started but before the second part of the game? I completely lost track.
it's not told well. Like I went seeing that people were former developers and stuff like that were talking about how like they wanted to tell the story a different way. Like you can feel that Neil Druckmann and whoever else was in charge of the scenario like absolutely thought that putting these stories back to back was like a genius move, because then you're like, oh wow, I have all the context now. Everything I did was so fucked up. It's like, that's so cheap and stupid. I don't know. Like, it's just like the dogs, you pet 2 different dogs they force you to kill.
I just want, like, first of all, like, I don't know what kind of human you have to be to know the backstory of a... we already said it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. I don't know what kind of human you have to be to stab a pregnant woman and be like, yeah, that's cool. She deserved it. But
Yeah.
then when you know that she has a boyfriend,
I don't
then
know.
it's fucked up what you just did.
Yeah, later it's fucked up. That yeah, not in the moment. Later it's like, oh shit. Why pregnant women?
Because, baby.
Because children of men.
Because it's the most amount of suffering you can inflict.
It's so. Also, I really hate the sex scene.
You know what happened? They were in the writing room and they were like describing the characters, and the guy who pitched the character was like, and she's pregnant, and Neil Druckmann went, good.
A lesbian who's pregnant? My God. Okay.
Yeah, the part that always got me like was the fucking no, Steve.
It's so
like,
bad.
They got Amber.
That part getting hyped up because the game kind of like details about the game got kind of leaked like months ago, and one of the things was that like, oh, the human combatants like have like, we'll say like they have names and like they're people, and it's like,
Yeah, no.
I am somebody who, when I am playing a video game and I have to kill like human NPCs who are like in my way, like in a dungeon in Final Fantasy or like in a fucking base in Metal Gear Solid, I am not just thinking about them as, oh, this is just like polygons and pixels and shit. I like, even if it has no impact on the gameplay at all, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm just killing a person here. Okay, which is part of why I like stealth games a lot, is because usually stealth games give you non-lethal ways to play the game. You don't have to kill people. And like, I know that like from The Last of Us 1, like that game is kind of a stealth game. Like the whole point of like each set piece like level was that you could sneak through as quickly as you could or as best as you could, and the sneaking was for the purpose of like taking people out, because they didn't want you to just like not kill people in the game, which whatever, that's fine. But like there's a sequence in The Last of Us 1 where Ellie's basically covering you with a sniper rifle, and you can stealth the entire game, or you can stealth that entire sequence, but it forces you to like get in danger once so Ellie can like shoot somebody and cover you. And it's like it's that concept across the entire game of The Last of Us Part 2, as far as I know.
Well,
it's just like
I honestly think
they contrive a bunch of sequences to make things more impactful.
well, in that sense, yes. Although, like, I would say this game actually has a lot more sequences where you're allowed to just whiz by the enemies.
Yeah.
I know about doing that a lot by the end because the combat isn't very good.
I think that, like, at its core, this game is just, like, so bad at interjecting being a game into its narrative and everything else that, like...
Worse than the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not promising, because I didn't really like that about the first one either.
This one's way worse. I feel like one of the biggest... So, an analogy I'll draw that I keep making to multiple people about this is I didn't expect them to create a game with complex choices or anything like that, because I know that they aren't capable of thinking of things like that. But, like, this game is very clearly, I think, in my opinion at least, trying to be Nier Automata. I noticed that through a lot of the environmental design.
I wish you could have seen the look on my face just now.
But the way that like Nier is able to tell a complete narrative, they're able to tell one that doesn't particularly have many choices that completely change the crux of the narrative or anything like that. They still have this moment where you're given a choice between two things of what to do with a certain character. And you're like, oh, fuck, these are two hard choices. But because it's a video game, they just let you, like, also walk away normally, like you would just, like, walk away from, like, a level or something like that. And that's a third choice that they don't, like, tell you. And, like, that's way more compelling than anything they do in The Last of Us. Like, the fact that, like, they took advantage of, like, what you're doing in the video game to make a choice in the story. And there's nothing like that here. Like, the combat may as well be in another parallel universe from the story. This should have been a movie. I don't know.
That's kind of how I felt about The Last of Us 1. Like, if they had just decided we're going to use this engine that we built for a video game, but the video game parts aren't really that compelling, so we're just going to fucking make a film. That would have been like, sure, hell yeah. It would have been good.
No, it has to be like 30 hours long. They have to go to California at the end for no reason.
Yes. I'm going to California.
They got to play a Red Hot Chili Peppers song while they're there.
They play Pearl Jam.
They did play Pearl Jam. Wait, were they playing Pearl Jam in California?
No.
Okay, I thought it was in Seattle, right? Good. I mean, you have to do that, I guess. I couldn't figure out what song they were playing in California. It was down there. I don't know.
It was very noisy.
It was very noisy.
What a terrible final level, by the way. Super lame.
Oh, atrocious. That's really bad. I'm sorry that we're all just like me and Walker are very negative, but I cannot think of a very positive thing I could say about that game. I'm sorry.
How do you feel about the very, very final flashback?
I liked it a little. If you're talking about the one with Joel and Ellie.
Yeah, but like my thing with that is that flashback basically amounts to like this story's version of, and he was one day away from retirement.
Absolutely. Everything in this game is that. Like when they reveal a woman's pregnant, when they have like a guy appear and he's like, oh, I'm nice to you. I'm so happy to live in life. And so they're just like, I just want to live life. I love having sex or something like that. It's like, and then they die instantly. Like after that, all of these characters, like the fact that they make you play fetch and pet two different dogs is so like.
I wonder what will happen with these dogs.
Now, you already know what happened to them.
Yeah, you already know what
'Cause
happened to them, John.
You killed them 20 minutes ago.
No,
No,
you
I
killed
know.
them 6 hours ago, Walk.
Well, nothing happens in the in-between time, just filler.
That's true. The entire Abby part is filler, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they failed in every aspect with this game. I felt as frustrated as I was about Red Dead 2 with this, except I had some positive things to say about Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think this is worse than Red Dead 2.
I think I was like,
Well,
yeah, like nothing about Red Dead 2 made me go, damn, like I already knew the problems with Red Dead 1, right? And I already knew the problems with The Last of Us 1 as well. And then, but this one makes me go, wow, I never want to play The Last of Us 1 ever again. But the other one was like, yeah, I'll play Red Dead 1 again, probably, I don't know.
You like get the impression that they actually wanted to make a game just with Abby, and then they were like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna buy this if we don't have Ellie and Joel.
Well, I feel
so
two
we have
ways.
to stick them.
I feel they had two pitches. I feel they had a pitch that was, we want to do Ellie and Joel reconciling after the end of The Last of Us or whatever. But like years later when she's an edgy teen. And then they had the second one that was like, we want to have this epic revenge story about Abby. And they just were like, what if we combine them and that get rid of most of the first part? Like, ugh. It's not good. I don't know. That's not good. It's not a good time. I pushed that game would not end also, by the way. I really thought it was just going to end like you did, Walker, and I was like, I'll just stay up until I finish it. And then it was just like 3 hours later.
You have to go to California.
Not just that, there's multiple points in the game where you cannot believe that they're going to force you to do this busy work thing to get to the next area or something like that. Like, there's this scene...
Basically, the whole Abby sequence
Yeah.
is like, can we just get to the final cutscene, please? None of this matters.
Yeah, like when they were like, oh, Abby has to go to the hospital or whatever, and then Abby has to go X place or whatever like that. Like, the stupidest one to me was when Abby, like, runs out of the aquarium that they stay at and says, we need to get a boat, we need to get to that island. And then you actually, like, then it jump cuts to her on top of a mountain somewhere farther away or something, and she's, like, looking down, and she goes, there's the docks, we have to get down there. And I was like, really? Like, we're gonna do this now?
The final thought that struck, they reuse a lot of ideas and maybe even assets, although I don't mind that, from Uncharted, of all things.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
I mean, that should tell you everything you need to know about this game. They wanted to be like darker and more serious and more adult than the first one, and at the same time, they are taking gameplay and set pieces wholesale from Uncharted. What the fuck is your tone, my dude?
I know. I don't... Like the epic flame warfares, the parts where you have infinite gun ammo.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about.
Which one? There were 3.
Well, the final one where there's like a whole city on fire. Yeah.
You get to ride on an epic horse that dodges everything while you have a gun that you never have to reload that has infinite ammo.
I love that in seminal video game franchise where you always have unlimited ammo, The Last of Us.
There's a lot of moment, like I think my friend said it to me, like the way that you would think The Last of Us world works is that the world is totally fine and people are like, for some reason, like it's the drill tweet where he says welcome to gun world where guns grow out of the ground or whatever. Like that's what like they act like oh god, there's limited food, there's no one can wear clothes that work or whatever, like no one can wear new clothes or like clean their fucking house, but goddamn do we have 5 million bullets for your hunting rifle lying around.
We just have to like reach into our local dirt and pull out a potato and eat it raw. But goddamn if we don't have like a million bullet trees.
They eat once the whole time. They never show Ellie eat, which is bold.
They get sandwiches.
They eat sandwiches, Ellie does?
No, well, no.
Oh, okay.
They just carry them.
They just you never see them eat or talk about how they eat or where they got the food, except for one scene where they're in a baseball stadium that has been repurposed into a city, and Abby is eating a burrito. And I have to say, a burrito mass-produced for like 3,000 people in a fucking like post-apocalyptic society where you live in a baseball stadium doesn't seem like the best meal option. I don't know.
I mean, beans are very nutritious.
There was meat in it.
Well, yeah, but a burrito is beans and another thing.
Yeah, I guess. But like, how do they sustain that? They never talk about it. They never talk about anything in the world.
The stadium was like farmland, I guess. I thought that was kind of a neat idea.
It is a neat idea, but like, it's limited space still. I don't know, for 3,000
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They don't talk about
very
anything.
good game.
What's going on in Asia? What's going on in Europe? What's going on anywhere in the world? How come everyone can communicate with themselves instantly in stealth sequences across islands even though they don't have cell phones or walkie-talkies?
Video games.
I'm just gonna it has like that thing I hate with the Spanish speaking man. I think he's supposed to be Mexican, but I don't know. Maybe. He does that thing where he like randomly switches for single phrases. It's like, take that, pendejo. Oh, muchas gracias for the burritos. Who the fuck speaks like that?
I know.
Oh my god.
Teens who took Spanish class for the first time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It really sucked. It really sucked. I'm just gonna keep saying that. I really did not like it whatsoever. It made me feel worse about The Last of Us 1, and that's one of the worst things a game can do, I think, is make another game seem even worse.
Boy, you're telling me. All right, well, I'm going to officially put the kibosh on this because we've been talking for like 40 minutes on this one. So we should probably move on before Walker dies editing this. Should we move on to a little bit of news here? Do y'all want to just keep going with the bummers, or should we maybe intersperse a little levity?
Something nice for a second.
Can we?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's be nice for a second. Let's do some good stuff.
Okay. All right. I'll just pick something randomly here. So it leaked last year, not last year. Oh my god, it leaked last week. But we got the official confirmation of Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. And there's some information about that one. It is they're calling it number 4, which is kind of nuts because you would think that Wrath of Cortex or whatever was like basically the fourth one.
Mind Over Mutant
was the fourth one. Or, yeah, I mean, there's Mind Over Mutant. There's Twinsanity. Hey, everyone loves Twinsanity.
There's, like, the purple version or whatever for the Spyro.
Oh, yeah, Crash Purple and Spyro Orange on the Game Boy Advance. 2 really shitty games.
They suck.
But, yeah, this is the fourth one. It is coming out October 2nd on PS4 and Xbox One. It is, like, an actual full-on sequel. Apparently, it has over 100 levels, which, is more than the first 3 games combined. That sounds like a lot. It looks like you'll be able to play as Crash, Coco, and Cortex. So, I'm definitely looking forward to more Cortex content. And I guess the big gimmick is that there are different masks that you can wear that will give you different abilities. Like, there's one that lets you, like, change gravity. And there's also ones that, like, you could slow down time to just, like, kind of jump on nitro crates so they don't explode immediately. You can kind of use them as footing really quick. All different kinds of things that you can do as you play through the game. That's coming out October 9th. Or, no, 2nd, excuse me. October 2nd. Seems pretty good. It's being made by Toys for Bob, who did the Spyro remaster and some other stuff. I think the Skylanders. So it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Nice.
What do you think Cortex is doing in this game? What do you think his goal is?
So if I remember correctly, Crash sends Cortex back into the past to defeat Cortex, and then Cortex is like, haha, I returned from the past and it gave me more time to plan your demise, because Cortex is like a 90s cartoon villain.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm guessing what Cortex is up to is he's going to send Crash into the future somehow.
Maybe.
I get the sense that this is just going to be some, like, a pure fucking just 90s Crash romp, but in HD. And yeah. Does Cortex get to wear the masks?
I mean, he has Uka Uka, who is like the evil mask. I don't know if he's going to wear the mask, but I don't know. I mean,
I want him to get like a mech power up, where like it's kind of like the Kirby mech game, where like you just see Cortex's head, like a tiny head on top of this big, huge, chunky like metal body. That would be fun.
Crash, I have traveled the planet Robobot.
Yeah, basically.
My gigantic head fits perfectly in this robot.
It's been a long time since Crash Bandicoot had a video game, huh?
I mean, yeah, you know, he got that remaster, and that really rejuvenated the franchise. And you know what? I bet in like a year or two we're going to get a new Spyro, and I'm probably going to be a little ambivalent to it because it's going to be not like Spyro 1, it's going to be like the other two, and so I'm just going to be like, this is fine, instead of being like flipping out and hooting and hollering, you know? I'm sure it'll be good, though. I will look forward to that. But we got crashed this year.
I hope there's a point where Cortex ends up with a full head of like really nice hair.
You can't even see the N on my head anymore. It doesn't stand for nerd. It stands for Neo. That's what it stands for. It stands for nerd. Isn't that funny?
God.
That was a little comedy from Crash Bandicoot. Yeah. Fucking Cortex. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're look, we crack lies about Cortex a lot in the Chooch chat, so this is like a revitalization for us. I feel like we're just ready for new screenshots, new memes. Like we've already had people like drawing Cortex over the AVGN because he went back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass.
Mm-hmm.
Crash, let me tell you about Wizard of Oz on Super Nintendo.
I wonder. It's been a long time since a Crash game's come out, which means that there's a lot of potential for untapped gags and goofs.
True.
I wonder if Cortex gets a girlfriend in this one.
Shit. Well, wasn't it like canon that like Nina was secretly his daughter and like is just pretending?
I don't know the Crash lore.
I think one night we were just like all riled up and started looking up the Crash lore. Shit happens in the Chooch chat.
Same. I'm sorry.
Walker, tell us about this image you just posted in here. What the fuck is this?
That's Uni.
So like, I never played Crash as a kid because I thought he seemed really obnoxious.
I agree.
I was a very snooty kid. This is a picture from the goddamn Neptunia anime where they just made up a pet for the Sony household, and it's just a bandicoot wearing shorts, like a real one.
Oh, that's very
That is very good. It's actually a pretty good joke.
Better than anything in Crash Bandicoot. Boom!
You're not wrong. We just like to make fun of Cortex. We make our own humor. It's not.
Uh-huh.
That's all it is. Yeah.
I think personally, I played Crash Bandicoot 1 at one point, and I was just like, okay, that was like 5 years ago. I had no attachment to it as a child because I thought Spyro was cooler.
You're right.
I thought they were both lame and bad because they were not on the Nintendo 64, the console that I actually had as a child. So my cousin ended up with the PS1, and like all the PS1 games were like his games in my mind. So I was like, no, these are dumb and bad and stupid.
I know how that is. All right. maybe we should talk about other games that we've been playing. Spencer,
Sure.
how about you talk about what you've been playing recently?
Well, aside from the obvious, staples of Final Fantasy XIV and Arknights, which I mentioned a few weeks ago, I think, I've been going back and replaying Metal Gear Solid 5.
What about Ground Zeroes?
I opted to skip replaying Ground Zeroes. I like Ground Zeroes.
Yeah,
I just wanted to go straight to
I just
the
wanted to know
Phantom
your
Pain.
stance. That's all.
And I'd already I like it. I will talk about that later. But I really liked Metal Gear Solid 5 when I played it. What?
4 years
Was it
ago? Yep.
4 years ago? Yeah, 4 years ago. 4 or 5, something like that. But it is kind of like the best Metal Gear and the worst Metal Gear game at the same time. It's the best because it's the best gameplay, bar none. It blows all of the other Metal Gear Solid games out of the water in terms of the gameplay. I kind of also like Metal Gear Solid 3 with the camo stuff, but that shit's really clunky with the menu usage.
Yeah.
And it's just easier, just like in 5, where you just pick an outfit basically, and then you get a bonus if you're, hiding next to certain textures or environment pieces or whatever. It's like, I never played Peace Walker, but 5 is what if Peace Walker was not on the PSP Go, basically.
Hey, what do you have against the PSP Go?
It's not what I had against the PSP Go. It's what the world
What
had
did
against
Sony
the
have
PSP
against
Go.
the PSP Go? That's what I want to know. Why did they make it?
Yeah, for real. I mean, they tried to salvage it with the Vita, and well, here we are. 5 also just kind of has 5 is the worst because it has kind of the most this plot had so much potential and you used almost none of it. And replaying it again has been really weird, especially in the times that we are living in, because there's a point in the game where you have to quarantine your mother base staff members because there is this parasite infection that targets the lungs of people, and you have to quarantine people so that it doesn't spread and kill everybody. And it is really kind of upsetting to play that sequence in current events times with COVID-19, a global pandemic where there's a virus that targets people's respiratory systems, among other things. Because in the video game, when I tell people, hey, I need you to go into quarantine, they're like, all right, boss, I'll go into quarantine. And it's great. I can't do that in real life because various governments are like, no, this thing doesn't actually happen. Or no, you have to go back to work because we're not going to pay for you to stay home. And it sucks. I hate it. I hate this timeline. This timeline sucks. This society sucks. But aside from that, Metal Gear Solid 5 also just, I thought Metal Gear Solid 4 was what happens when you give Kojima too much power. Metal Gear Solid 5 is what happens when you give Kojima too much money. So, because it felt like all of the investment for this game was put into a really weird, kind of like The Last of Us. It's almost like they wanted Phantom Pain to also be a TV series or even a movie. But unlike The Last of Us, the gameplay is good.
Well, it has credit sequences at the beginning and end of every mission, doesn't it?
It does, but that stuff was kind of in the very first Metal Gear Solid game, because there's the opening sequence where you get control of Snake, and as you're as you're like getting used to like the game, like it plays little credits of like who wrote the game and who are the programmers and such. Because like they kind of designed Metal Gear Solid 1 to be like also kind of like a film, like an action film, so it kind of fits. But they go all out for Metal Gear Solid 5 because like every fucking episode, every mission is like, oh, it's a set movie. So
It's good. I can't believe I cannot believe that practice hasn't taken off. Straight up, like, I
mean, don't they do that a little bit in Devil May Cry 5?
No. You're
No.
confused. I think you're thinking of the fact that they show you what players' ghosts were in the level.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about like the star.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
it just says that, like, it just says starring, and it's just the other player.
It's
There's
just the other
nothing
player.
else
It's
to it.
not like, yeah.
Oh,
No.
it's not like full credits.
No.
No,
It is bad.
it's a shame.
It's really bad.
There's also like really dumb cinematography sequences in Phantom Pain. Like there's a part where like the Man on Fire and Big Boss are having like a standoff, and it's trying to do the sequence where it's like pans to Big Boss, pans to Man on Fire, pans to Big Boss, pans to Man on Fire, but instead of being like a bunch of cuts, it's literally just some guy holding like a shaky camera going back and forth and running up to Big Boss's face and then turning around and running up to the
It's
Man
very
on Fire.
good.
Yeah, it
fucking
rules.
bad.
It's very funny, but it's like it kind of takes me out of like the mood a bit because
It's like kind of all
I'm just imagining
handheld,
there's
isn't it?
some-
Like it's trying to go for like the super realistic, gritty look. Oh my god.
yeah. A lot of the shots in the game are kind of like there's Big Boss and then there's like his assistant who's running around like recording everything.
It's propaganda video.
Yeah.
There's also, huge big problems with like the plot of the game, not to mention the whole fact of like the whole last half of the game like wasn't finished and wasn't implemented. Like even the stuff that's in the game is like fucking one of the most important characters doesn't speak, and I'm not even talking about Quiet, I'm talking about baby Psycho Mantis.
What about Baby
Mm.
Liquid Snake?
Doesn't
also?
speak at all, never says any dialogue.
Baby Liquid Snake says
Mhm.
like 2 things total, I think.
Yeah, I think he says like come get it, and then he throws a Molotov at the face, and that's his whole
Got it.
character.
See, one of my favorite things is when people were thinking that the game was actually going to be updated on 9/11 to include all of the additional cut content and stuff like that, because in the files there was this video that showed Liquid Snake talking over a picture of the Twin Towers that said, "Not yet, Snake, it's not over yet."
Oh my god.
I mean, my favorite theory is one that it was like the game wasn't finished to leave us with phantom pain.
God.
God.
The gamers.
The gamers.
I will say, as the resident Kojima hater, because I really do hate that man's writing to my very core, I do know that MGS5 is also a game about revenge.
Way better.
I think it would have a shot at being better than The Last of Us 2.
Probably.
Hold on, I'll tell you why in a second. The reason is because when you get to the end and you fight Skullface or whatever, and he's on the floor, you give Kaz the shotgun, and Kaz takes the shotgun and shoots him in the arm, and then it flashes to Kaz's arm, and then he shoots him in the leg, and it flashes it shoots him in the leg, and it cuts to Kaz's leg, and then you shoot him in the arm, and it cuts to your arm, because it's like, damn, you got him. It's cool.
Well, the other fun part is like the early sequence, like there's the prologue where you're in the hospital, and then when you're out of the hospital, it's like chapter 1, revenge. And so like the whole game for the first like 30 like missions, like the first 30 story missions is basically just like, we need to track Snake. We got to track down Cypher and get our revenge. He fucking killed our base 9 years ago. He blew up all our toys and killed all our men. We got to kill him. And then you get to like mission 30 or it might be Mission 31, where you actually like, because Mission 30 is where you actually like confront Skullface, and then there's this really fucking genius part where you infiltrate this base, and you get to the end, and you hold up Skullface while he's getting on his helicopter, and like 8 dudes pop out of the helicopter and point their guns at you, and he's like, "Nah, don't shoot, Big Boss. We have to go take a long scenic cinematic like ride in the back of a Jeep while I tell him about my Grandmaster plan as we ride to the Metal Gear hangar."
It's very good.
And there's this whole big sequence. And there's this whole sequence during that, like, because it's all like in engine, in game. And there's a whole, like, you can actually like open the map and you can still like do like mission like selection. You can still develop weapons. You can still like organize your staff and do municipal work on your iDroid while fucking Skullface is talking to you about like Cypher's plans and all this bullshit.
Bro.
It's really good.
All right, sure, dude. Uh-huh.
But there's a part where, like, since you can actually open the map and you can see you're actually traveling from the big base over to like the Metal Gear hangar, and it's such a long ride that they just start playing like Sins of the Father during it, and then Skullface is just like chilling there and stopping, and then when the song like starts to fade out, then he starts resuming his speech again. It's very funny and good.
A part that I really like about the themes of Metal Gear Solid 5 is how Skullface gives out this big speech or whatever to this fucking Venom Snake who doesn't say anything, and he just doesn't even react like about like how lame this is that he's not doing anything.
Yeah. But the part that I wanted to get to is Skullface you don't actually end up killing Skullface like as the player, really. He gets like mortally wounded by the big Metal Gear towards the end of the first chapter, and he's pinned down behind this like radio tower basically. And you walk up to him after you've like gone on your like helicopter ride to go over to where he was after the big Metal Gear fight. And you walk up and he tries to reach for his like fancy like antique shotgun. And you pick it up, and you, as the player, they do give you the option of shooting him. But when you shoot him, you like shoot him like in like his arm, like Rose said. And then it flashes back to like, you know, it pans to Snake as you're shooting his arm. And then Kaz picks up holds the gun in your hand and like aims it. And then you fire it to like shoot like you shoot his legs off specifically. You shoot his like left leg off or whatever. And then the whole time, like Skullface is like begging you to like just finish him off. And you drop the gun, and there's one bullet left. And Kaz puts like both of them like barely in reach of him, and he says like do it yourself. And then he and Snake just like walk back to the chopper, and it's this really good moment. And the best part is it gets completely undercut because Huey Emmerich, who Skullface ended up like capturing and forcing to work on the Metal Gear, you hear a gunshot, and then Snake and Miller look back, and Huey just finished him off, and he goes, "I did it! Yes, I did it! Revenge!" And it's like, oh yes, Huey completely missed the point of the whole thing.
No, yeah, that's what I think it's saying.
And now I'm at chapter 2, Race, which is never a good chapter name.
God.
And now I'm at the part of the game where the plot, which wasn't all that great to begin with, goes completely down the toilet because they do things like killing Quiet off for no reason, and Eli takes the mech because we got to put baby Liquid Snake in the mech.
We do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mentioned that I was going to reference something earlier when Rose brought up Ground Zeroes, and that's that what I wanted after Phantom Pain is not Metal Gear Online, and it definitely was not Metal Gear Survive, and I don't even really care if it had to deal with Kojima at all. What I wanted them to do, and what I still want them to do, is I want them to use the Fox engine and go back and remake Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake in
That's what
that
I was
engine,
hoping would be the ending.
Because both of those games would effectively be...
I was hoping that would be the ending of MGS5.
Oh yeah, that would have been perfect. But like, I'd kind of want them to be standalone games, or at least like combined games in a sense. Like part 1 of the game is you playing Metal Gear, and then part 2 is you playing Metal Gear 2. because those games would basically be What If Ground Zeroes, but like just a little bit bigger. Like maybe there's like 3 or 4 different buildings to go into and they're bigger. So, and then talking with my roommate, like both of us also want like Foxhound Babies, where you're playing like as barely old, like just out of puberty fucking Liquid Snake as he, meets the other Foxhound members, and you're like cool teens with cool like military superpowers.
Yeah. Foxhound Babies.
Basically, give me Foxhound Babies.
All right. Well, I think we have talked enough about MGS5 in 2020.
That's where you're wrong.
At least for,
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
At least for now. At least for now.
We can move on.
At least for now. Do y'all want to hit something that's more difficult, or should we keep being happy?
Hey, whatever. I don't know.
All right, let's touch upon something serious here. So it's a little difficult to talk about just because Chooch is a bit divorced from the general gaming ecosystem, I suppose. Like, we don't really know people, so it's a little difficult for us to be like, I know this person, but there has been a large amount of people, mostly women, speaking out on social media, not just in the games industry, but just in general, talking about sexual harassment, sexual assault, just general coercion in the workplace. And it's definitely something that's important. It's definitely something that should be talked about. A lot of big companies have been dropping the ball severely. One specifically is Ubisoft. There have been so many higher up people at Ubisoft called out for pretty much everything that I've said. That the company itself had to put out a statement, and supposedly they've been, going out and investigating. Sounds like a lot of like the producers of Assassin's Creed and a lot of like the higher ups working on those games. Just a lot of people are being outed as abusers, and it's rough, but it's necessary. It is important for people to know that these folks are ghastly, abhorrent folks who are misusing their power to get what they want. And more and more people are going to be called out for this. It's tough, but again, all you can hope is that the people that are doing the calling out are okay. It's very brave of them to come out and lay their lives out like that. You have to be extremely vulnerable to express something like that, and it's something that nobody should have to do. So just keep focusing your thoughts, I guess. Believe those who speak out, because usually, like there's no reason to do that for personal gain. Like it's so many people are just gonna sit there and say, oh, they're lying because they want attention. You don't get good attention from that. You do not get anything positive from calling someone out like that. It is not a positive experience. So if someone is saying that, there is a very good chance that they're telling the truth. So I mean, that's just basically what I have to say about that. I don't know if you all have anything you'd want to say.
Just that I'm glad that these keeps happening in waves instead of just like sometimes, because I was really worried after the first big movement of where this happened a lot that people were just going to like go back to being normal. But if anything, I'd say each new wave of this stuff happening has gotten better and better at weeding out people. Do sort of wish like this. I mean, this unfortunately sort of shows that most programs that studios have made to try and educate people out of these types of behaviors has completely failed utterly, and that it's not getting better anywhere in that case. And I really wish it could be better, but I feel like that requires a lot more things than just that. I think, if anything, I hope that stuff like this really makes people realize how horrible HR is at every company and how they need to destroy it.
Destroy all companies.
Destroy all companies for sure, but as just a temporary point, destroy HR, because nothing HR does is any good for anybody. It's good for money. That's it.
It's good for the company and not for the humans working there. Unless the humans in question are the ones who run the company. The thing I always think about when like these waves happen of people coming forward with information is just like, if you don't want people to air out your dirty laundry in public, don't leave your fucking dirty laundry in their house.
Yeah.
Like, be normal. Stop being the fucking horrible person.
The real thing, like, to me, that really sucks about seeing all this stuff happen right now specifically is how Naughty Dog basically got off completely scot-free for all the shit they went through with that stuff last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they just, like, when analyzing, like, The Last of Us 2 or talking about it or covering it at all, like, nobody even fucking mentioned it. Very cool.
Yeah, and I mean something that a lot of people have been saying, like not even just about these people, get like these incidents, but just in general that I agree with is that a lot of games industry like jobs are being forged at parties with a lot of alcohol, a lot of inhibitions loose, and like it's really unprofessional, and it makes it like, and not only that, where you're expected to be like a partier, you're expected to just be like that also doesn't help people that can't go to those parties. It makes it so you have to go to an E3 or an event, and you have to be this party animal to meet people, and then that just puts marginalized folks and people that are it allows for easier access to people who will take advantage of people. Like it's just like, oh yeah, no, let's just make it easier for people to force a woman to drink a bunch, or like just it lays out more prey for people. It's just like it's fucked. It's a fucked up way to run an industry, and so I absolutely think that like big industry parties like that should not be the norm whatsoever. There should be more just events that are like more chill. And I mean, obviously there will always be people that are preying on others, but I think at the very least it will help in some aspects.
I don't disagree, to be honest. Yeah, like I do think it in many ways the industry still run like in a very juvenile way. Like if we have the money to, we're gonna just buy alcohol and take everyone to a club, and that's very silly. But like I do think at a certain point, especially when it's like a systemic thing, we have to put the blame where it belongs. And alcohol exists everywhere.
Yeah,
but like
I don't mean to say I do not mean to say that as if that is the absolute reason that this stuff is happening. Like no, I do not mean that at all. But I still think that it is a symptom. I think that it is something that assists in the harm of more people, and it should be something that should be taken care of. Like there absolutely should be better eyes on these kinds of folks. There should be less, like for example, one of the people that were called out recently was Chris Avallone, who like if you mentioned him like 3 weeks ago, everyone would be like, oh my god, he's such a genius writer. Oh, what could he do wrong? Like, and it's just, people shouldn't be held to such high regard as well,
I think listen, not to use you as an example here, John, okay? Okay?
Okay.
Trust me. Okay.
Okay.
People don't listen to anyone ever when they say that people are bad. Like, say, Chris Avalone, who people have said has been bad for over a year now, very publicly, and nobody even acknowledged it until this week.
See, I mean, I never heard that.
Yeah,
but
exactly, because the people who would tell you aren't telling you that.
Yeah.
Because they aren't paying attention either, and they're ignoring it actively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is fair. That is fair.
I mean,
there is a...
I was just going to say, think about how we were with Nick Robinson way back when.
Yeah.
Like, me and several other people I know all knew that he was a complete skis-ball and kept telling people that was the case, and everyone said, no, he's the funny car boy, don't say that. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, now a couple people with large follower accounts are saying it, so, well, now we can listen. It's terrible. It's I hate it. I'm glad it's getting better at least.
Yeah, I wish I would have known. I don't know if you said anything to me back then. I apologize if I didn't listen back then.
No, it's fine.
Is it?
No, I mean, you were not someone who was like, oh, Nick Robinson's an okay guy. I don't think at any point during that. So,
all right. Well, still, like I just hope that that people are able to feel safe and that we are able to facilitate communities that aren't perpetuating just predators.
Why can't people just be normal? Like,
yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
if you like someone, you just say, like, you want to go out with me next Friday? Like, you don't do this kind of stuff. Like, just, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's funny you bring up Nick Robinson and the Carboys thing because when I was moving, I was like, we would stay at hotels because we were like traveling around the country to meet up with like various online friends. And every time we were at like a hotel or whatever, I would just like watch a few episodes of Carboys because like my roommate, my current roommate, but then future roommate was like, you got to watch Carboys because he was a big Carboys fan. And like I was watching them, I was like, these are pretty good. And then like literally like we had moved in, and then like not a month later, like the whole like Nick Robinson thing just fell, and he was like so shattered because that was the first time like somebody that he admired and looked up to had been revealed to be a complete shitter. And I was just like, well, that sucks.
Like, why did it have to get to that point is what I'm saying, And like then, the fact that like so many people were saying for a long time that he was terrible. Like, I feel like every woman that I knew in games already knew that he was a complete shitbag and was saying as much. And just everyone was like, oh, don't be mean. He's a funny man or whatever. Like,
I didn't know about him until like 2 months prior to the whole thing blowing up.
Yeah. You're lucky. I think like, I wish I didn't have to hear about him all the time at that point.
Because like I wasn't like following Polygon stuff at the time, so I didn't even like know he was a person who existed.
I found out who he was in conjunction with all the allegations, so I was very confused.
We had him on this show at one point. Like, we had to delete an episode that he was on because, we didn't want that to be, we didn't want people trolling our backlog to find that. And I mean, we've had to do that a couple of times now, and it's really shitty, but I mean, at the very least, I am glad personally that I know a good amount more folks who would let me know if someone is a piece of shit. And I think that's just something that is important, that you get to know people and you believe them when they say that someone is not who they say they are. And that is something that you kind of have to learn, and you also have to question yourself, like, why am I wanting to protect this person? Why do I think that this is, okay? And it is something you have to think about. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I think it will continue to go on for a good while.
As grim as it is to say, I hope so. Like, really, genuinely. I do hope so.
Yeah.
Like, these people need to get fucking weeded out all the way.
I mean, and potentially related news, Twitch banned Dr. Disrespect forever,
Yeah.
which they have not said exactly what it is, but it just, lining it up with current times.
And you can read a bunch of context clues.
Yeah, I would not be too surprised, but again, we don't actually know, so we can't actually say anything about that. It could be something else. I mean, hell, he did stream himself in a bathroom.
He
Maybe that's
streamed
just Twitch
himself
saying,
in a bathroom, and he's also on the record as cheating on his wife, so I mean, I think it's pretty easy to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
It was just his character, though. It's fine.
Yeah.
Dr. Disrespect is a fucking Kojima character.
Yeah,
Like, not the person, the name.
yeah, that as well.
I'd say the person is
That's-
kind of a
what is it,
Kojima.
like Dead Man, Alive Man, the new one? Like, the
A
new
Heart
game's full of
Man?
those.
No, there's
Die
a
Hard
Hard
Man.
Man.
Yeah.
Die Hard Man.
I love Die Hardman, whose real name is John McClane.
God.
Fucking, I'm gonna become the Nightmare Before Christmas man.
Yeah. Let's talk about something a little more posy now. Let's be posy here. Walker, why don't you tell us about something you've been up to lately?
Well, apart from subjecting myself to 20 hours of The Last of Us, which is not a positive experience.
Posy?
Yeah. I've been doing two things, both of which involve just sitting in a blank digital room and pressing the same two buttons over and over and over and over for an hour.
Yeah.
First of all, since I am like done with like every single conceivable human challenge in DMC5, I decided that the next step is to just become one of those weirdo people with 7 thumbs who does combo videos.
Oh boy.
So first of all, I dug up an old Battlefield 4 controller I have that has Battlefield 4 PS3 controller that has scrolling wheels on the back. Most controllers that have buttons on the back use paddles, but this has scrolling wheels for some reason. And I've been using that thing to, map a few functions because DMZ5 has way more functions than it has buttons. And I've just been like a couple of hours a day, an hour, like a couple of days of the week. When I have the time, I just jump into training mode and I practice very specific niche things for an hour. Like, when do I have to cancel this jump if I want the enemy to go down? And when do I cancel this jump if I want it to stay afloat? Like, I've just been studying this game like it's my goddamn thesis because it's a very good game.
Might as well be at this point.
Yes, I might say it's one of the best games ever made, but...
At this point, I think I might go back and give my game of the year to that instead of Control.
Wow. I see. That year was so hard for me. That year being last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year?
It feels like it was 5 years ago. I'm going to be real with y'all.
Yeah.
I ended up settling on Devil May Cry 5 just because I think that is the best character action game I have ever played in my life. I think that is the best one they have ever made. Anyone. I wish there were more V levels, though.
Alright.
It has... That game needs like 5 more levels.
Yeah.
Like, it feels really constrained, but it's very good.
It needs one more character.
Yes, lady.
Man, if only there was some character in the data, in the code. I only recently found out that they never put...
If Virgil was in the game, Spencer, you would not see me shut the fuck up about it. I'm going to be real with you. You would be seeing the gifs every day on Twitter.
There are people who have modded the game to put Virgil in, and I have watched like videos of Virgil versus Virgil, and it is hilarious because there's a version for the Dante Virgil fight and there's a version for the Nero Virgil fight. And it's very funny.
If only it was the real
That
one
game's good.
with a focus meter.
Yeah.
Then 19
Yeah.
mission 19 is the real one. Mission 20 is a set piece.
Yeah.
It is not the 19 is the game climax, 20 is the story climax.
Mm,
It's both. Both of them are the climax together.
I like that game a lot. But I don't know what any of you are talking about. That game has no cutscenes after mission 13. It's actually really weird.
Hey, what are you talking
There's no
about?
story?
They have the don't they have the isn't the Dante hat scene after mission 13?
No, that's mission 13 of the top.
All right, then I maybe.
Yeah, don't question Walker. Walker.
Wait, actually, no, Walker. I think it's really funny when all of the bosses from DMC1 all have their heartfelt messages about how they love Virgil. I thought that was funny as hell.
Okay. The cutscenes are good, but in contrast, that mission fucking sucks.
Sure, that on the mission. Yeah, I get you. At least we have
Yeah,
Bloody
okay.
Palace now.
Yeah, I love that game. It's not completely finished, but it's so good.
I'm so scared they're going to do special edition for like launch of PS5 or something.
Oh, you know it.
I don't want to. I just want to play as Virgil. I don't want to buy the game again.
Hopefully in PC it's gonna be a DLC, but you know Capcom.
What if it comes with a special DMC5 PS5? Though?
Well, then I hope someone gives me $500 fucking or whatever, and then I can go do that.
No, let's be real. It'll be $555.
You are
55 cents.
you are bold to think that they would do that. It would be $600.
Yeah, you're right.
What else have you been doing, Walker?
Well, the other experience in just locking myself in with a computer and avoid is Tekken. Because I'm still just trying to get good at fighting games. I am way too stupid for Tekken. I don't understand it at all. I launched it for like 10 minutes. And I was pressing buttons and I was like, okay, left punch, left kick, right kick. And I was just pressing and I was like, I don't understand how to do anything after this. At all.
Mm-hmm.
I was just mashing. So I had to quit because that game has no tutorial. And I watched 2 hours of Tekken tutorials and character guides. And I decided to play Shaheen because he has a cool flip. And I'm very thoughtful about my character choices like that. He does a flip, that's enough for me. But I still don't understand what I'm doing. Because he has 60 moves. And I'm a human, I can only remember like 15 at best. I don't understand how that became the most popular fighting game in the world.
I don't know.
It's
Which one? Sorry?
It's so... Tekken 7.
Tekken 7, you don't understand it?
It's because like, how do you even do a combo in that game? It's so weird.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to play that game. I just play against people and mash the buttons and things happen. And then I go, whoa, that thing happened.
Well, okay. Yeah, but I'm trying to like learn them though. Like, I want to
Okay,
get past
I
that.
can't
I've
help
always
you.
played fighting games like that. I'm trying to like get past that, and I've actually gone to a point where like every other game that's not Tekken, I can like launch it and do the very basic like ABCD special combo, and like that's at least something. But with Tekken, like I don't know how to do anything.
I don't know. Someone is going to listen to this and they're going to be like, what the fuck? So, whoever that is, I guess hit Walker up and help him
Yes, well,
learn how
you
to
just
play
have
Tekken.
to launch them and do move 27 and then move 43 and then do move 32. And I'm gonna like, I don't know what any of those are.
Oh, I did. Oh, right. You play Tekken with a spreadsheet. I forgot.
Basically.
Oh, boy.
The only fighting game I've ever remotely put any time into is like 2 Blaze Blue games.
Which are the best ones.
Well, ArcSys fighting games typically are the ones that I like, but yeah.
All right, y'all.
I have always wanted to get into Tekken because I watched Evo like 2 years ago, and there was like a really good Tekken 7 matchup, and I was like, oh fuck, Tekken might be really good, and it's like,
I mean, it looks very interesting. It's like the game that's nothing but footsies because there's like no special moves really. Like your special move is a kick. Press 2 buttons in a direction to get another kick that's just a normal kick. And you're only going to use that kick in like combos, but it's not like a flaming kick or a like spinning. It's just another kick. So like whenever you see a combo in Tekken that's like 6 moves, the player had to input every single one of those 6 moves in a list of like 80. It just requires a bunch of knowledge of your characters and like spacing and direction, and like there are moves that catch your opponent when they're like stepping to the left, and there are moves that catch them when they're stepping to the right.
I like playing as Lucky Chloe and going 1, 2 and sliding around. That's my extent of Tekken knowledge, I think. I also played as...
that's more than I know right now.
You just spin around. I don't know. I mean, it's not, also if you do her ultimate move or whatever, and you hit the buttons to the beat or whatever, it does more damage.
That is pretty good.
That's cute.
All right, everybody. Speaking of fighting games, folks, we know who our next Smash Bros. Character is.
I'm going to be real, John. We already knew, but you refused to acknowledge the truth.
You know what? Leave me alone.
I'm sorry.
So, because now we know that spirits can be brought in, okay? We know this now. All right? This is something that we know, so I can take that into account with my theories, all right? Rose.
You thought they were going to put in the DNA guy or Spring Man.
I did not say that they were going to put Springman in. I did not say that. Springman was even further from the possibility because he's an assist trophy.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm here to listen to
Listen to me.
Twintel.
Twintel had the same problem because she is also a spirit.
Her ass is too big.
Anyway.
Prove me wrong.
Anyway. The disrespect that I'm getting from my peers on this podcast.
This is what you sign up for when you decide to be the Smash Choocher.
I did not decide that.
It's in your blood?
Do you decide?
You were chosen.
Do you decide to breathe every day? No. It happens because it is a part of your body. It's a part of your life.
Oh my god.
Anyway. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's next DLC fighter
Reimu
is Min Min. I wish it was Reimu, but no, this time it's Min Min.
They should put Reimu next.
They should put Reimu next.
I think we're all in agreement on that.
They should.
Put Reimu next.
And then Travis Touchdown.
So Min Min.
Yes.
I thought it was very funny during the Smash Direct? Was it a Direct? I don't actually remember.
They called it a Mr. Sakurai Presents.
Cute.
Gotcha. During that, I thought it was funny how they mentioned that, like, well, wait a minute. Is Min Min like the main character? And there's like, no, we talked to the producer and he said that they're all the main characters. And it's like, oh, okay, so we're hand waving this one. All right, fine. But then what I liked more was the fact that he said, like, no, I want Min Min. Like, if you have to put an ARMS character in, I want you to put Min Min specifically in.
Sakurai basically said that the two characters he liked the most were Min Min and Ninjara, and so they went with Min Min because the producers preferred Min Min.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was going to be a situation like the Dragon Quest Heroes, where they picked 4 of the ARMS characters.
Yeah.
And then there was like, they each got like their main coloration and then like their alternate coloration. And I thought those 4 would have been like Min Min, Helix, the Ninja Man, and then like Twin Twiler, the clown lady.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't have been horrible, but I am kind of glad that they just picked one character.
Yeah.
So, Min Min's ability is, of course, she has her arms, she has the extendable arms. The whole thing is that each of her arms are actually, like, her right arm and her left arm are controlled by the A and B buttons. So, she doesn't actually, like, her B attack is not just, like, anything kind of special, it shoots out one of her arms. But then the nice thing is that her down B is swapping between different arms. So she always has the dragon arm on her left arm. And then her right arm can switch between the dragon, which can shoot a beam when you use it. There is also the megawatt, which is that really large, like, electric powered one that's like the super strong one. And the ram, which is the one that kind of looks like the ninja star, and that one's super quick and like spins around. And that will actually change her other moves. So you'll want to swap between the different arms based on each and anything that you want to use in battle. And also, if she grabs her opponent, the dragon on her left arm will become more powerful and will shoot like larger, more powerful beams for a short amount of time. So Min Min is very much like a kind of a keep away character, but she wants to like get in a sense with her arms, grab, throw, and then like do some damage with your laser. She seems like a very technical, very strange character, but overall looks pretty fun. I definitely want to try her out. She will be available at the time that you hear this, like tomorrow, I guess, on June 29th. So she is going to be available very, very soon. Part of that whole big bundle, I think it was like a $30 bundle for the 6 characters, or you could spend $6 a pop.
You could.
I mean, whatever you want, you could. There were also some costumes that they announced. Or are you upset at the costumes? Were they bad?
I didn't like that one.
Shall I go over which ones they added?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm stalling because I don't remember all of them and I'm trying to look it up. Okay. So the first one that they revealed during the thing was where there were just a couple of different like arms characters. I think they had like Ninjara to complement, like Sakura. I was like, oh, who's gonna be in there? They added Callie and Marie, which is pretty funny because Callie is like, oh, the game Ninjala.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that when you said that.
Yeah.
My brain went, oh right, that was a game.
Yeah. Callie and Marie are in there. Callie's a brawler, so she just beats the shit out of you, which is really funny. And I think Marie is a gunner. But then the one that I think you don't like is the next crossover character. You know how like we had Sans and then Cuphead. Well, the next one, who is also a gunner, is Vault Boy from Fallout.
You don't like
There's no
Vault Boy?
Fallout games on Nintendo platforms still. Oh,
No,
sorry,
they
Fallout
have
Shelter,
Fallout Shelter,
which is not a real game. Fuck you.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that.
Also, no, Fallout Shelter was the base that other game stole from, right? I forget. The AMC show or whatever.
Yeah, there was like it was a fucking
Westworld?
Westworld. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even come with music. Like the Cuphead one and the
what music, John? What music was it put in?
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. What music?
Frank Sinatra's Blue Moon.
Like you're right.
Into Smash.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like at the very least, pick a character that's gonna have the song. Like that'll actually make me want to buy it.
They should have done Big Iron. You could play that on any Smash stage.
I mean, is that public domain? I don't know.
No way.
No?
I don't know. Just pay the person. Fuck it. I don't know. It's a weird pull, but I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with that. You know, and honestly, it's very funny to think about how, like, I think it was Pete Hines or whoever, the guy from Bethesda, where they interviewed them and we're like, "Have you talked to them about Smash Bros?" And he was like, "Yeah, we have." And now it's like, "Oh, okay, they just talked about a Mii costume." That's
Where's
really
the
funny.
Dovahkiin meme costume?
Look, if they have a Dovahkiin Mii costume, that will put me at ease because I won't have to buy that. And then that will also deconfirm the Dovahkiin being a full character. So yes, I would love for that to happen.
I don't know. You were pretty sure that Spirit's going to be
Listen!
characters before. Please don't die.
The disrespect!
All I'm saying is you gotta have an open mind to how bad this can get.
Oh my god.
I don't want the Dovahkiin in.
I just want Reimu and maybe Doomguy.
I will die on the hill that I don't want Doomguy in there.
Like I'm not I'm not like strongly in the Doomguy camp. I'm just like, if we have to pick a shooter man,
I think Master Chief would be better.
Master Chief would be way better. He has so many cool guns.
Oh my god.
He could do the Needler.
Could do the Needler.
That's his neutral B. Could you imagine?
Sure. I am not beholden to Doomguy, and if we have to choose between one of the two green Space Marines, I'm fine with either.
Yeah.
Master Chief.
So
You mind telling me what you're doing at that McDonald's? What if they smash announcement
Finishing
trailer? They
this
go,
Big
Master
Mac.
Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing in the Mushroom Kingdom?
Sir, joining
Sir.
Smash.
finishing the finaling this Smash.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be good. It'd be good.
What is Master Chief's final Smash?
Cortana's
He
boobs
just
grow.
summons the tank.
Yeah?
Oh. Yeah, actually, no, the tanks might, that might be a good one. Spartan laser? That could be
It'd
one.
be a Spartan laser.
Yeah.
I was thinking Spartan Laser, yeah.
The sword, maybe?
Oh,
Oh,
the
I-
sword. No, his sword has to be part of the kit,
That'd probably,
right?
that'd probably
That
be
would
his
happen.
like
It's like
side
the side
special
B.
or something.
Yeah, it's his side special, which is like a gap closing thing.
Or-
His aerial recovery is the fucking gravity hammer.
Yeah,
Mm.
It fucking writes itself.
it does.
Why are
No,
they doing this?
no, you're
What the
right.
fuck are they doing?
No, you're right.
Fucking arms. They put arms in. They put arms in.
I'm fine with Arms Lady being
She's
in.
fun.
I don't
she
care.
looks fun. She's cute.
Okay. Yes. Okay. But who gives a shit about arms? I don't know a single human. I don't know a single human on Earth.
Kids probably
Everyone complained about Byleth, and everyone wants to fuck Byleth, so it made sense. I don't get it. Like, where does this come from?
It's about aesthetics, Rose. Everyone's horny for Byleth in the context of Fire Emblem, but in the context of Smash Bros, it's like, oh, another Fire Emblem character. Arms is at least a little different.
Yeah, well, fucking arms.
I think she looks fun, okay?
Yeah, that's great. Still from arms.
Alright.
I mean, Rob got in. If Rob
Don't
gets
talk
in, then
shit
Arms
about Rob
deserves
for a
little-
second.
Rob shouldn't be in.
Yeah, what? Rob is one of the
Sorry.
most important parts in Nintendo history!
What? Important?
Yes!
Wait, hold the
Are
phone.
you kidding me?
Important?
Yeah, listen,
I wouldn't say that he's a part.
After the video game crash in America, Nintendo brought the NES over here by calling it a toy by using Rob as the marketing tool. Okay? So Rob is important in the history of video games. We would not have, or at the very least, the
Okay.
American game industry would not be anywhere like it is without Rob.
Okay, I'm fine with him being in there. You're right. Okay, I think it's funny, but I don't think anything's
What
funny
about
about arms.
Mr. Game & Watch?
Mr.
Hold on.
Game & Watch is very funny.
Mr. Game & Watch rules. That's a great poll.
Two things. If Rob is indirectly responsible for the way that the American games
You
industry
know what
is
I
now.
mean.
That's
I
not
don't mean like
that's not a
that.
selling point for Rob.
You know what I mean.
The other thing is, John, if I had the opportunity to press a button that was replace Rob with another Nintendo robot character in Smash, I would press that button, and then on the prompt, I would write in Chibi Robo immediately.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Chibi Robo.
What if you didn't have to do that because everyone is here?
Well, maybe they shouldn't have invited the
Everyone?
fucking ARMS people. I don't know.
Wow. I don't even like
yeah,
arms.
I know. That's why I'm like, what the fuck are you
can't
on about
believe-
here? Like,
I'm not on anything.
you
I
have
just
to
think
be
she looks pretty
to
fun.
be defending ARMS even though you don't even like it.
I'm not defending arms. I'm defending that Min Min looks like a fun character, and I'm not that upset
So-
about it. Byleth is a fun character. I'm not beat up about that.
So-
I think it's kind of lame that they pulled another Fire Emblem character, but it's okay. I'm living.
So you're holding this IP at arm's length then?
Do we have to keep doing this podcast? Can we end this now?
Hey, why do they do you think they're going to make an ARMS too?
Legs.
Probably
Why?
eventually.
Probably.
I don't know.
I think the only reason ARMS wasn't as impactful was because it was a launch title
No.
around the time when a lot of people were like,
No.
It was not a launch title, but it was one of those games. It was there were 3 games that were like this. It was ARMS, it was that Mario Tennis game, and it was Kirby Star Allies, where they released those games way too early. They were completely unfinished. They did not have enough modes and shit. And then eventually they added enough modes, but ARMS and Mario Tennis are multiplayer games, so everyone didn't want to play it because it all got old. And then Kirby, people got into Kirby. People eventually were like, yeah, this is pretty okay now. But it definitely wasn't, it didn't sell as much as it should have. Because, it's a good game now. I have Kirby Star Allies because I got it, for free from, a buy 2, get 1 thing at GameStop. That's a good game. But so many more people would have played it if it launched the way that it ended up being, a year later.
I figured out what my brain did. See, ARMS came out around the time where I was first able to play a Switch, so I assumed in my mind, oh, this was the first time you played a
Okay.
Switch. ARMS was the new game. Therefore, it's a launch title because you are the only gamer who exists, Spencer.
ARMS is not bad.
Mhm.
ARMS is not a bad game. I played the demo.
It was
It's fun.
fun.
It's fun. I like it, but also it was dead on arrival, and Nintendo could not fix that game fast enough. It was fucked over, and it's just.
I'm so glad Rose is here because I just had the most macabre thought,
Okay,
which is
Okay.
that Neptunia games are now releasing on the Switch.
that's true. I'm excited. Yes,
Maybe someday.
maybe someday. At the very least, listen, I would still lose my mind even if they were just here's our new Spirits event. It's Neptunia.
Yeah.
They're just there. I'd be like, what the fuck?
You gotta end this goddamn podcast.
No, come on.
You
We
wish
gotta end
you
this
you're
fucking
just,
podcast.
You're just jealous.
Of
You're
what?
just jealous of our of Neptunia.
Am I?
Yeah, we were able to wholesomely enjoy something, and you're over here being like, "Oh, I guess
have
ARMS is good."
I have played multiple Neptunia games.
Yeah.
Rose.
Not
Don't
enough,
fucking
apparently.
try me.
Yeah, if you didn't enjoy it, you must not have played it correctly.
I didn't. I don't want to hear her fucking say. Oh. Y'all are driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Rose, what games have you been playing
So
recently?
I got the Pokemon DLC. So I'm.
Okay, how's that treating
It's all
you?
right. I really like the Diglett thing, where you find all the Diglets. I think that's awesome. I think
is
that's
cute,
great.
yes.
I wish the game had more stuff like that. I like the Pokemon that they chose to put in this island. That a lot of weird ones that you wouldn't expect. Fucking lawnmower Rotom is just there, wandering around.
Oh yeah, that island. That island. It's just depending on what
Weather.
what
Oh,
weather
okay.
it is.
Well,
yeah.
just seeing Tangrowth walking around and shit is cool. I like how Emolga flies around between the trees. That's so cute. All the Pokemon are cute. Oh, it's great. I am trying to evolve my Slowpoke right now, and why did they make it like that?
I don't know.
You have to go to this tree every day for 8 days or something, and then you can do it or something like that.
I thought it was you had to collect some item and use it.
Yeah, but you get the item from collecting random drops from trees, and it's a timed drop.
I could have sworn there were multiple trees that dropped
there are?
that.
Okay, the guy I looked up said it was just one.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a look around, but either way, that's stupid as fuck. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited for the second DLC, I think. Since they said, the second one's, exploration-based or something, and this one already feels really exploration-based, so if, it's even more than that's probably really good.
I hope that this DLC is a peek into what Pokemon will look like for the next game, but then again, I just think about how, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had the Delta episode, and that was the coolest part of that game, but then the rest of the game they didn't really add anything like that. Or Sun and Moon had some cool stuff in there in the post game. I just wish that they would spread more neat stuff that are in post game segments throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure. I wish we could have a stable post game that isn't just like this now, where it's DLC.
Yeah,
it's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What happened to the Battle Frontier? What happened?
What the fuck happened?
They used the Battle Frontier song in part of this DLC soundtrack, I think, and I thought that was cool.
I saw on Twitter you had your Morpeko out.
And I've made myself look like Marnie now, so I've taken her place as the real Marnie. Yeah, I'm the cooler one. Malter. That's yeah. John, did they? I thought that they gave out the Leon outfit. Is that's not true?
I think it's if you pre-order or if you buy both DLCs. I think you get the Leon one. Yeah,
that's stupid.
I mean, I did.
Wait, both versions?
Oh no,
you
not
can
both
only
versions.
buy the DLC in a pack.
Oh, well then, yeah, I think you're supposed to get it. I don't know where
I didn't get it because I was like,
I didn't get it. I didn't get it either. I pre-ordered it a long time ago. I have no idea where the hell you get it. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, I'm really positive about that. I think overall, I think it's just it's cute. I decided to make a new team for it, which is fun. To be oh yeah, I'm going to make a whole new team out of the Pokemon that they've put on this island, basically.
That's a cool idea. I didn't do that. I just ran in with my team of level 100 shinies and decimated everything because I'm a sicko.
I mean, I was sort of dominating everything with Morpeko and my Cursula, so...
Yeah.
Other than the Pokemon DLC, which I still haven't done that much of, I'm going to get to more of it now that I'm done The Last of Us. I've finally passed where I was in Xenoblade when I stopped playing it in 2012 or whatever. So now I'm excited to see real things. However, the area that I was just in, which is a bunch of separated islands that you have to take warp panels between, I really don't like it. People joke about the side quests in Xenoblade Chronicles being overwhelming. I think you've said it, John, right? It'll destroy your brain. This one area will destroy your brain more than any of the other ones, I think. And I've been told it's not as bad after this, but I had to spend 25 minutes just picking up the quests from this area. It was brutal, just walking up to people and talking to them. And it was easy because most of the quests in Xenoblade Chronicles are just basically little challenges that you do along the way as you're doing stuff anyway. But it was the act of picking it all up was nightmarish.
Yeah, that is absolutely the worst part, is just like going around waiting for like the time, like changing the clock to run into the people. That is the worst part. Like if it was just like, hey, if there was a board to do that, it would be 100% better.
Yeah, that's
damn. It's a shame you can't like walk to where the quest shows up and then pull out like your phantom cigar.
Well,
and
you do make time go
I mean,
forward, but just not like that. You have to go through 3 menus to do it, and it's really slow.
Yeah.
The decision to make that function an item is one of my favorite things about
There's a lot of
Metal Gear Solid
things
5.
Yeah,
And more games should do that.
I agree. I also just think I've been finding that I wish that they had redone more of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, because it's still a good game, but it's really making me just go, wow, they really just made everything 7,000 times better for 2. I don't know. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, the combat's like so much more simpler than the 2 one, but like way more confusing. Because like, 2 looks like a nightmare, right, John, from the outside, but when you get into doing it, it's really easy, really.
Yeah.
But it's like with Xenoblade Chronicles, like it took me forever to figure out how to do chain attacks the right way.
I mean, by this point, it's like a 10-year-old game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it came out in like 2011 in Japan, I think, and then petitions got it to come out in 2012 in America.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like it's a really aesthetically it's fantastic because they made the game not look like ass aesthetically, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, it looks way
but
better.
like in terms of like being a remaster, it really, or like a remake, definitive edition or whatever, it really just feels like they ported it.
It is nothing except for a graphical upgrade, basically.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a good graphical upgrade, and also the UI is way better. Also, I will say that, at least all the menus and stuff for quests and etc. But like, yeah, they should have done more. Maybe they should have made it more like Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I like my old janky games, so I honestly kind of appreciate that it's the same, because I know that when I pick it up, even if it annoys me, I'm gonna be like, at least it's the same game that it used to be.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
There should be options.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. Like, I hate the expert mode thing, by the way, that you have to do, because you have to manually adjust your levels if you want to get affinity points and skill points or whatever at a reasonable rate, because if you're a higher level than the enemies you're fighting, which is very easy to do with all the quests you're doing, you won't get as much skill points and stuff like that. So you have to keep adjusting your level in a menu, which is really stupid. Because you have to adjust each character's level individually over and over again. It's just like, why did you make it like this? Why didn't you just be normal? I don't know. Anyways, I'm scared because that game's like 5,000 hours long, and I'm like only 50 hours in.
Yeah.
What do you mean that JRPGs are long?
No, this one's really long. Like, Walker, you finished this game at 99.
Exceptionally.
And you have been 99 for quite some time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some quick bits of news, and then I guess we can wrap it up with one last kind of sort of bummer. So 2 TV shows were announced. One of them is going to come out, and the other one probably won't. The first one was The World Ends With You anime. That was the World Ends With You announcement. There will be an official reveal, I guess like a trailer, on July 3rd, which is, Anime Expo Light, because Anime Expo is usually held on the weekend of 4th of July, and now it's not happening. It's going to be online. So, hey, there's going to be The World Ends With You anime. Do any of you have an opinion about The World Ends With You being an anime?
I have no opinions about the franchise, about the IP.
As the number one Nomura bitch or whatever, I think that this should have happened a long time ago when the Killing Game boom was big, let's say. But I'm excited to see it, as long as they keep the art style intact, hopefully.
It looks like the same art
We
style,
don't know from
like
key
all
art.
the images that they.
That could mean anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I hope so. I really like that, and I think more people should be exposed to it, because I feel like even if they've ported it to various platforms, like the idea of playing an old game sometimes is just too much for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And hey, who knows? Maybe we will finally get a
They
sequel.
teased a sequel at the ending of the Switch version.
Well, all right, we'll see.
I think there's an entire generation of DeviantArt kids feeling very vindicated right now.
And this one here, the next one is a game is a show that probably will not actually happen. Disco Elysium has been the rights to a TV show has been bought by DG2 Entertainment. They have also bought the rights to Life is Strange, We Happy Few, Sleeping Dogs, and Vampire. And none of those things have happened yet, and probably will never will. So, basically, just think of this as Studio Zom getting a bunch of money for no reason.
Cool.
Good for them. They
I'm
deserve
excited
it.
to see what game they make next, because all the stuff they said about what they want to do for another game sounds really cool.
I too am excited for that. I upgraded my PC basically to play that game, and I haven't gotten around to it still.
Well, yeah.
so-
All right. Did you say you were one of those people waiting for the Switch one, or?
I think I was also saying something like that, but they confirmed that for the Switch.
Yeah.
But also, now that I think about it, I probably feel like I should just play it on PC because I already have it, and that game is a very PC game. But yes, that is a show that there is a very small chance that it will come out. But I guess don't worry about it. But if we are going to worry about it, I don't know. That kind of sounds like a dumb thing to make a show out of, but whatever. I just want to see a real human being try to make the expression.
The expression.
I mean, it's not that far-fetched of a human face. It's just very unfortunate.
I mean, but they'd have to really nail it.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Here's something positive I can say about The Last of Us 2. I liked the part where you're child Ellie and you go in a room and you look in a mirror and you can make fucked up faces in the mirror.
That's pretty good.
I like the dinosaur bit.
Yeah.
It was cute.
No, I liked that. And then, but then, I feel like, not to get back to this, just real quick thought, okay? It's just, then there was this whole bit with the zebra later on. It made me realize that the only way that they feel like they can convey emotional resonance between characters is through animals. That's it. That's their only way. They can't think of, another character making another character feel something positive. It has to be, a tertiary thing they're interacting with.
That's fucked up. That's very dumb.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing, and then we can do questions. I'm sorry that this has gone on for so long, but hey, it's been a wild week, and also y'all had a lot to say about The Last of Us. Rose, you have another time to talk shit, because there was that Cyberpunk event.
Yeah. That game looks pretty mediocre. I don't know.
All right.
Am I the only one who watched it?
I don't care. I'm not watching that. I'm sorry.
No. Well, you better be sorry, because it's going to be one of the best games. No. The only thing positive I can say about the Cyberpunk event is just it looked like GTA. It just looked like Grand Theft Auto, and I don't want to fuck with that, really. I'm going to, but let's ignore that for now. The exciting thing that they announced was that they're making a fucking Trigger anime for Cyberpunk, but with different characters and everything. With the fucking Silent Hill Akira Yamaoka doing the music for it also. That'll probably be really good.
Yeah, it's not coming out until 2022, which seems wild, but it's being directed by the Kill la Kill premiere Gurren Lagann guy.
And
so,
the Little Witch
hey,
director is also involved.
Those are all the good Trigger things. So, I mean,
what would you say is the good Trigger thing, Walker? What do you?
Yeah, look, I'm not a big follower of anime studios. I don't know the production history of all of them. I know that I like Gurren Lagann, I like Little Witch Academia, but I seriously don't understand what the hell the deal is with Premiere. like at all.
Oh, well, that's fine.
I like it a lot.
I also like it,
Like,
but I know a lot of people don't.
I was so hyped to see. It was like, wow, I'm gonna see this new game. It's gonna be amazing. And then I watched and I was like, that was film. Just kind of pretty sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it.
I'm kind of with you, Walker, but I'm in the middle ground between you and the people who really like it in this episode, where it's like I liked it, but the parts that people were hyping up for months about it, I was like, oh, those weren't even like the parts that were really cool to me.
I just need an injection every like couple years of Gurren Lagann juice that is new. Is my thing. That's it.
Sure, that's fine.
So, is there anything else, Rose, that you want to talk about with regards to Cyberpunk? I know you wrote your article
on the site,
which is on the site.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really a bummer to see most of the main outlets that are covering the news for this stuff just basically just spout like, yeah, it was epic. I was in a car and did cyberpunk things, and not talk about like the nature of this game's existence, I guess. Like all of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see, another big thing to me is the fact that like they just keep talking about sex and fucking and stuff like that, and we're in like an era right now where like, rightfully so sometimes, but a lot of like games that are actually talking about sex in like a meaningful way and stuff like that are constantly being taken off of platforms, and like Sony's censoring stuff, and it's just like, here's the thing, if we're going to go that route, then this should be censored the same way, right? Like it should
yeah.
I saw that in Japan you don't get to customize your genitals, you only customize your underwear, which is kind of funny. I hate that you have to customize your genitals. Also, that there's only one pussy option. What the hell?
Well,
what? What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say, huh?
No. No. What I'm gonna... Okay, look. For me, it was like... CD Projekt Red is like, hey, look, you can customize genitals. You have a choice between 2 different dicks, 1 pussy, and then or none. And I'm like, that's kind of boring. Is at least one of the dick options a tentacle dick? And they're going to be like, no,
gonna
I'm sorry.
be cut or no cut. That's what it's going to be.
It's going to be cut or no cut, and it's so boring. Like, just...
hey, if they want to be fucking... What?
This is the first I've heard of this.
You don't know about this, Walker?
No.
Walker, there's 5 types of pubic hair.
That's amazing.
Walker, did you know that your gender is assigned by the voice that you choose?
Oh, I think I heard about that one, actually.
But not anything else. They were like, yes, you don't worry, you can do whatever you want except voice. It's like, okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I just think that we maybe need to take a step back and, well, first of all, even before getting to the sexual content, that examining like how that gets out to people, I think we should look at the violence. Really, that's what I think. I think The Last of Us 2 ostensibly should be a adults only game.
Yeah.
And this should also be an adults. There is no way CD Projekt Red didn't pay someone for this to not be adults only. Like, there's no way.
I don't think they have to pay anybody.
You don't think so?
You know, the ESRB people just look at the big game that's going to make a shit ton of money, and they're like, go right ahead.
I don't know, because I feel like... Oh, no, it was Peggy. It was Peggy Grand Theft Auto had to pay. Right? I think. There was something where it was revealed that Rockstar paid some ratings board to let them publish the game. I remember when they temporarily made Grand Theft Auto 4 on like the Xbox 360 adults only because of the hot coffee mod.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying.
God, I haven't thought about that in a
My
long
favorite
time.
example of a rating change like that is when I was like 12 and trying to buy Oblivion or something, and I was like, oh, I want to buy Oblivion, but the case says that it's rated M, and then I went through all of the like 20 cases of Oblivion they had in the bargain bin and found the one that said T for teen and bought it to the counter.
Smart
Yeah,
move.
high level.
Extremely genius. Extremely genius. All right, y'all. Let's answer some questions. If you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. First off, we got here. So I don't know if some of y'all are aware of who Lauren is. She used to be on the site a long, long time ago, and she liked to poke fun at me. Well, listen, Lauren. She sent in an ask where she was like, "Oh, John is such a nerd. I want to give him a noogie. Oh boy, I love to bully him. You know what? I'm a grown-ass man now, Lauren. You want to come bully me? Go ahead. I can take it. You can noogie me all you want. That's fine.
But if you
Grown-ass
insult
man.
Smash Brothers, so help you.
If you insult Smash Brothers, so help me God. I am extremely bullyable. I know this. I am a man of weakness. I know that.
I mean, we write for a video game website. I think we all deserve to be shoved in a locker.
Hey, not me. I'm the jock of gaming.
Yeah, you get a pass.
You're full of shit, Rose. You're full of shit. What a fucking story from these folks. Lauren, I hope you're well. That's all. Speaking of folks who used to write for the site, Zach wrote in and asks, which terrible nightmare game would you prefer? The Last of Us 2 How It Is, or The Last of Us 2 a David Cage game?
That's the same game.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm dead serious
shit,
that I
it
think
really
The Last of
is.
Us 2, like, someone said it on Twitter that, like, wow, it was nice that they let David Cage make the PlayStation 4 one last game, and it really feels like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Niall keeps saying it, like, emotion or whatever about The Last of Us 2, but it's completely
Yeah.
true. It is the most David Cage. The sex scene alone, like, that.
The decision to have a sex scene in a game
And
like
it's
that.
not even in a coherent place, to be honest. It
No.
comes out of nowhere because they wanted to have a sex scene.
Yep. Well, they had to make it sad when he dies.
The two sex scenes, actually.
Oh, there's two? Oh, well, one of them's censored
Yeah.
pretty hard, I think. Like, they cut
I
to
guess.
black. And guess which one that is? It's the lesbian one. Can you believe that?
I like either censor
Yep.
them both or show them both.
The
Come
actual
on.
worst thing that they say in the entire game and made me see was when they say, what was it, Smash Banda... Oh, fuck, what was it?
It was like Smash Brandy's coot
Yeah,
or
Smash
something
Brandy's
like that.
coot. Yeah.
I think that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Whoa! Shulis asks, what the fuck? We called Shulis
What
out
did you
last
do
week.
to Shoeless?
We didn't actually call him out. We just pointed out that he sends a lot of questions, and we do respect that. Thank you, Shulis. And then P.S. additional question, what is your favorite secondary character in an RPG? Someone who isn't in the main party of a game, but consistently appears, such as a shopkeeper.
Oh,
Igor in Persona games is funny.
That's a good answer. That's a good one.
I'm gonna cheat the same. I'm gonna say Elizabeth from Persona 3.
You just stole John's.
She doesn't show up in a bunch of different games. She's just in 3.
Does it have to be
Secondary character
multiple?
in an RPG doesn't have to be the whole series.
Yeah, it doesn't say multiple games. I'm
Oh.
sorry that I tricked you with my
Fuck.
answer where I chose them.
I misread that. Yeah. Shit. Fuck you, Walker. God damn it.
How do you feel about Anna Fire Emblem, John?
What about you, Skull? Anna?
That's my answer is Anna Fire Emblem because I love how she started off as just like generic tutorials character who's also a shopkeeper, and then in Fire Emblem Awakening they're like, she's out to make fucking coin. She was my favorite class too, Trickster.
Here's my answer. The nerd in every Pokemon gym that tells you what the type advantages are.
John, I wanted to ask you this. Don't be offended by this, okay? I genuinely want to know, would you like to be that guy in the Pokemon world?
Oh my god,
okay.
Yes. Are you fucking kidding me? Hell yes. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to just like help a bunch of kids out with having fun going on an adventure? That sounds great. You know, like it's kind of like being a camp counselor, except with way less responsibility.
That's true. You just have to stand there and have a bottle of water to hand out.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, kids, listen. Did you catch a Butterfree on the way over here?
If Get the fuck out.
You probably should have.
Remember
right.
in Let's Go when they say get the fuck out of the gym if you did.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like, all right, you gotta go catch a Bulbasaur, kid. Like, no, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, look, the rock type, weak to grass, like I would be a little nicer about it.
No, John, I think if you were that character in a Pokemon game, you would be a progression of that character type where the player would walk up to you and you'd say, hey champ, how's it going? You good? You got covered? You got everything covered, or do you want some advice? Like, you would let the player choose if they want advice from you.
But again, Rose is also right. I would every time you talk to me, you would get the little like, you got a fresh water. I would give out some waters. Make sure you're hydrated before going into the gym, because those gyms are fucking crazy now. You gotta be prepared for
you gotta go like upside down on a
carousel
carousel and some shit now. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly. Get some fucking hydration in you before you're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Century Punk asks, is it possible to make a third-person shooter zombie game and still have a serious, profound story?
Yes, it's called Resident Evil 4.
I was gonna say that.
I'm saying it's serious,
but I mean, yes, but zombies are so played out, so it'd just be way harder. But again, like, you just have to be an adult about it, and you have to like actually say something new, because like I feel like we've beaten the humans of the real monsters into the ground.
We need to get rid of all the libertarians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's a free idea. Train to Busan 2, but it's a video game.
All right, sure.
I mean, like, honestly, like, I think if we're going to make a zombie apocalypse game, it could be a serious, profound story, but it could be serious and profound in the sense that, like, humanity, if you just take how humanity is trying to band together these days, and you put it in that kind of situation, like, point out that there would be parts of humanity that would succeed, that there would be parts of humanity that would band together, and there would be happiness, and there would be a chance to rebuild. Like, that is what people should be doing. Like, it should not just be, oh, well, it's going to be time to murder a bunch of people, woohoo, woohoo, like, everyone's going to want to kill each other. Like, hey, what if the zombie apocalypse happened, and then what happens after? Maybe there's still a bunch of zombies, but people figure it out, and people rebuild, and they make a community to help each other.
I was going to bring something like that up. There is one good movie and one bad movie that I think are good examples of this. Shaun of the Dead, and a horrible film called Beautiful Bodies or something like that, Cold Bodies or something like that. But like, the whole point of those films is that there are zombies, but they have nothing to do with like the classical plot about like the state of humanity and whatever else. They're like a story about a man-child growing up and like a romance, and they just use the zombie backdrop as like its own tool for dramatic purposes. And like, since we have a lot of problem video games where like you have to have the gameplay where you're doing goofy stuff, and you have to have the story that usually has nothing to do with the gameplay, I think it might be worth looking into that kind of setting where, like, you don't do the alien invasion story to talk about, like, humanity coming together. You do the alien invasion story to talk about, like, a couple of runaway teens or something.
Yeah. I want a third-person zombie apocalypse game where instead of shooting the zombie, I am like trying to escort the zombie along this path in like a park, and they keep going off the path, and I'm like, no, Mr. Clark, you can't step on the grass here. We got to stay on the sidewalk. That's what I want.
All right. Let's see here. Anonymous says, or asks, is there room for examinations and discussions of faith in the medium of video games?
There should be. That's what I think, especially after playing The Last of Us, too. Like, they have to keep inventing these fake religions in games. I think they should really just genuinely, like, examine what is existing currently, and even forms of, like, faith that isn't necessarily tied to one of the major religions. Like, I don't understand why it's, like, I get that in the 90s or whatever, everyone was scared of being censored or whatever, but I don't think you have to worry about that anymore. Like, I really wish people would actually talk about it, because it's a big deal to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to write something about that at length, and I don't know. I may be crazy. Maybe it's just because I know they're Spanish, and I'm like, oh, Spanish developer. I'm very happy that we have one. The very first Castlevania Lords of Shadow is like a very schlocky game, but I do think it can kind of be read, especially like I said, from like a Spanish history background, as like a very open interpretation of how the church, I mean, technically tries to help people, but like it does have a very bad habit of using people's own faith to essentially give their lives away for what is technically, I guess, a greater good, but like it destroys those people. Like, I do think if you look at it from like, especially like from like the lens of Spanish history, which are like, we have a very troubled history with the Catholic Church, then like the very first Lords of Shadow, then it's kind of like a game about like Gabriel getting fucked 7 ways till Sunday by both his church and God himself.
That's, you know what? I really genuinely never thought about that, and I really like that game. So, even it's, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's a very schlocky game, but I've always liked it. I never really thought about that, but that's very smart, actually. That's a good point.
All right, Anonymous asks, do people actually like the first Last of Us? I only hear people talk about the ending and nothing else.
It's because the ending was like a really significant part, because it was kind of impressive.
I think I said it when right before The Last of Us 2 came out, but this whole like weird, like it's absolutely a game people liked, don't get me wrong, but it came out like the same year as a ton of other games that journalists and everything and everyone else in the world wanted to talk about way more. I'm trying to think of what they are, but I'll tell you as I
GTA?
GTA 5 was the big one, yeah. And it's just like
Bioshock Infinite?
Bioshock Infinite is the biggest one, I think. This came out right around the same time. A lot of games came out that year, and it's just like retroactively all of a sudden everyone's like gets told The Last of Us was the best game ever, and everyone's like, because a lot of those games have just faded away in their minds, they go, oh yeah, that was the best one ever, I loved that, and they don't actually remember anything that happened in it. I'm guilty of this sort of. But yeah, I mean, I like The Last of Us, not like loved, but I definitely liked aspects of it, and it's not just because they let you pet a giraffe and it's the only game where they let you do that, but it's a big part of it, okay? I'll admit to that. However, the ending is genuinely the best part. That is why everyone talks about it. Like, in a AAA game having the boldness to actually end like that, a stark contrast to The Last of Us Part 2. Like, just end on a very open-ended note like that. I thought it was really effective, especially at the time period when a lot of games weren't fucking around with that in that sphere of gaming anyways. JRPGs have been beating that shit since the 90s, so whatever.
Yeah. People do like The
Yeah,
Last
but
of
I don't
Us
think it's to
1.
the degree that people have made it sound, I think, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I have a friend, I actually haven't talked to him. I want to know his take on this. 6 years ago, who told me, bold-faced, I guess he was Let's Play. I want to get a PS3 to play The Last of Us because watching that game made me want to have a daughter.
Oh boy.
Walker, that hurt. That hurt me.
Hmm.
That cut me deep. Do you know why Neil Druckmann made The Last of Us?
Is it because he had a
Why?
Because he had a daughter.
What? Because he... Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. You're vindicated.
And then he made The Last of Us. He made The Last of Us Part 2 because he watched, like, what was it? Like, hangings?
He watched mass murdering soldiers get lynched and thought that, wow, it's horrible that these people would kill these people in retaliation. Very cool guy.
God. Mm-hmm. Really
See,
smart.
John, I thought you were going to say, and then he
Context.
made The Last of Us Part 2 because he looked at his daughter and said, I hate her.
I mean, you know
what you were
what? Who
gonna
fucking
say.
knows? I don't know. He hasn't released an interview or meme about that yet, so we'll see. All right. Last question, and then we'll be done. Thank you to everyone who sent in a question. Feel free to send in more at videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. Harlequin Wheels asks, what's something in a game that was probably not intended by the developers to happen, but you think has happened to like a majority of the people who have played that game? So, you know, what is something that like everyone has experienced but was not intended?
Everyone wanted to fuck that fish from Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't think that was intended.
Which
the prince.
fish?
Both, I would say.
Probably both, yeah. But I was
yeah.
going to...
Probably both.
Scion,
Prince is
right?
definitely
I think
louder.
the Mifa side was like
Yeah.
Sidon. Yeah. I think the Mifa thing was maybe a bit more intentional because they do kind of like hint at like there was like a kind of a romantic element between her and Link, but I don't think they expected people to want to
I'm
fuck
sorry for
Sidon as much
making
as
this
people
little
do.
joke also. I just like, that was the first thing that popped into my head.
I mean, it's a good
fine.
answer.
I know what the best one is that I loved is, I've said this
What?
probably before, but ninjas in Final Fantasy XI weren't supposed to be tanks, but they accidentally made their evasion stat so high when they launched them that they could just dodge every attack. So everyone was using them as tanks in raids and stuff. And then eventually the developers were like, fuck, why are you all doing this? This is sick. I guess we're just going to stick to this now.
Well, it was also funny because they
Supposed to be
released
a tank
Samurai,
and
which
you
they
couldn't-
designed as a tank, and people
Yeah.
were using it as a damage dealer because it was much better that way, and they just kind of went, fuck it. I guess Ninja's the tank and Samurai's the damage dealer now.
That's wild. I mean, if I'm just gonna go back to Pokemon, I'd say just like all the like old school like bugs and glitches in Red and Blue. You know, like everyone knows about those. Like those are like probably the most popular, like well-known glitches of all time. Like the item dupe and the missing no and all that. Like, just think about how many people were swapping that around on playgrounds and, you know, showing each other weird websites. Like, oh man, no, look, you can totally catch Yoshi. You know, like that. That I feel like is like such a snapshot of people our age.
Yeah.
Combos in Street Fighter 2.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that is
That's a big
that is
one.
like the ultimate answer for that one. Yeah.
Bee hopping.
Oh,
Bee hopping is my favorite one of those. Fucking love bunny hopping.
Rocket jumping.
I'm not good at it. I just love it.
Yeah.
So
There you go, I guess. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for this show. Before we wrap up, I guess I'll ask you all to plug your stuff so I don't forget. Rose,
Oh.
where can we find you?
Twitter.com/horngal @horngal. I'll I'll be reviewing The Last of Us 2 very shortly after this podcast goes out, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So watch out for that.
Of course. Spencer.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Solaire, like the Dark Souls character Hazard, all one word.
You up to anything?
Writing, drawing stuff, and maybe some future projects.
Cool. Walker.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at PunkPerfect, and if I manage to finally get around to it, I'm gonna publish a really cursed super long Neptunia article soon-ish.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah!
Mm-hmm. That and LV's orange juice deep dive are the two things that I am like waiting with bated breath for. I am very excited for those.
I mean, if you want more Neptunia, you just have to say so. I can write more.
Walker, write more about Neptunia.
Yes, sir.
How your tune changes.
I'm just having fucking fun on here, all right? Relax. Anyway,
Put Neptunia in Smash.
Sure. You know what? Sure. Okay. I'm twitter.com/JOHN_MICHONSKI. That's me, my name, John Machonsky. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. There might be a new Starlight car soon with me and Scott, and hopefully I'm gonna learn how to edit video so I can do the Doom LP. If not, we'll probably still do the Doom LP because someone will edit it eventually. I just wanted to see if I could learn how to edit because I want to do that. So there you go. Also, follow us on Twitter at VGCC. Our Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. We have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com/videogamechoochoo. I think that will bring you to it. If not, fuck. I think it's youtube.com/videogamechoochoo. We have our Discord server, the gamezone.zone. Type that into your web browser and it'll bring you straight there. Listen, as someone who has been trying to be normal in a semi-large Discord server, this is the most normal Discord server.
I will also
you
say
can
that,
join.
yeah, absolutely. It is one of the most normal Discord servers I have seen.
Yeah, like, if you just want to have a place where you can just pop in, hang out, there's a handful of folks just chilling, we're not talking over each other like friggin' nutso, we're not saying awful shit, there's normal people in this Discord server, and they act normal. I would highly recommend it if you just want a normal Discord server, the GameZone.zone. And of course, thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their old stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com. Their new stuff, Magic Circuit on Spotify. And of course, if you want to support us directly, it's $3. Patreon.com/VGCC. It's $3 a month. That's it. $3 a month. And you will get early access to Sekiro. You got the Sekiro Let's Play, Choochers Cry Twice, where all those crazy mods Scott and Solon are up to. We got Chooch Got Train Unlimited Train Works. We just put up a new episode where we talked about the next season coming up. And pretty much that's it. Because that was all we really could talk about. And then the Doom LP when that happens. And just, there's all kinds of shit we're doing. We're just constantly doing shit. It's wild. So thank you so much for supporting us, and we'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast.